And it will go to that great Geniza in the sky, known as the cloud. All right. So welcome, everyone, young and old, near and far, first-time listeners, long-time callers, long-time listeners. So if this is your first time here, then double welcome. And we have a small tradition here at I Want You Should. Regardless of your religious practice, I like to separate this time from the rest of the afternoon by having our blessing for learning. But of course, done in Yiddish. So never wanting to leave anyone out, I invite the public, anyone from here, the 22, 23 people, does anyone want to read our blessing for learning? Only if someone wants to. Otherwise, I will. All right. Not hearing a lot of response, so I'll get to it. So as we like to say, you can respond however you traditionally do. Gläubt bist du, Rabbeinu shel Olam, unser Gott, der König von der Welt, was hat uns geheiligt mit seiner Mitzvahs und befeuern sich zu lernen die Rede von Torah. Amen, and welcome to Yiddish land. Population 23, 24, we should increase. So before we get started, I'd like to say a few words, just in general, defining what we mean, what we say Yiddish. We know that Yiddish is the language that we are all in love with today, but it's also fun to describe or define Yiddish as any manner, any way in which Jews talk to each other, talk to ourselves. So there are many Yiddishes. There are many Jewish languages. So with the exception of Yiddish, can anyone name another Jewish language?
Ladino.
What's Ladino?
A Sephardic Jewish language, set of languages, actually, I believe.
Okay.
Hebrew.
There's a Jewish language. Some will say that's the Jewish language. Some will say that's a Jewish language. But Hebrew, definitely a Jewish language. Anyone else have a Jewish language?
I think there's a Judeo-Arabic language, and you might count Aramaic.
Yeah. Aramaic's definitely a Jewish. We definitely, took to it rather well. Aramaic.
How about Yinglish?
Yinglish. What is Yinglish for us?
Combination of English with Yiddish words in it.
Okay.
Or Anglified Yiddish words, or Yiddishified English words.
Wow, that's a whole world.
It's like Googled. I Googled it. What is Googled?
I Googled. Yeah. Ich hab gefragt by Reb Google. I asked Rabbi Google. Yeah. So the way we talk is, to whatever degree you want to measure it, is maybe a little different than how we talk to our Gentile friends and neighbors. So, but here today we're talking about Yiddish, the language of Ashkenaz, the language that we all love so much. So in honor of this being something seasonal, and in the honor of one of my favorite seasons, which is spring and summer, and what coincides with that is the return of baseball. Thankfully. So this is an invitation. If anyone would like to read along, I've had this in Jewish letters and transliteration with a couple glossary helper words. And I invite if anyone wants to give this a read and maybe recognize the tune or the song.
Take me out to the ball game.
Das is English. So do it in Jewish.
Nimm mich mit zu der Ballspiel.
Yeah. So take me with to the ball game. But the tune works. Nimm mich mit zu der Ballspiel. And then anyone, you don't have to sing. If you just want to give a read.
So zum Oilem Lomir doch Gein.
Shkoya, Azoy Shane. To the crowd, to the audience, let's intensely go. So I guess this would be the take me out to the crowd in the English version. Next one has a touch of English for us that like English. Who would like this?
Kauf mir Nislach und Cracker Jack.
All right. Buy me nuts, peanuts, and Cracker Jack, everyone's favorite toothbuster. The next line is kind of a strange word salad that translates a little awkwardly, but it's still pretty good.
Ich will kein Mol fun dort niet avec.
Oh, hyper literally, it's kind of awkward. I want no time from there, not away. But massaged back into an outsider English, I don't ever want to leave. I don't want to go away from there. Next one is interesting. Who would like this one?
Jetzt die Mut, die Ballspelers.
Spielers. So give them encouragement, or encouragement. The ball players, and moot has a nice rhyme with root for the home team. This line is admittingly awkward, but it's still enjoyable. Who would like to give this a read? Or sing?
Es teugnet as men verspielt.
It suffices not how one performs. Pretty good. And here we will see, again, a little English. Who would like this one?
Weil sie sind 1, 2, 3 Strikes und Eis.
Because it's 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're finished. You're out. You're done. By their baseball spiel. So at the baseball game, by the baseball game. So some a little awkward if you try to translate it literally, but the spirit, I think, is there. And if you're the type of person that just needs to know things, if you look up in the dictionary baseball, you'll see the word hilke pilke, which other than being a beautiful rhyme to keep in your pocket, hilke pilke. Hilke is what you hold, and the pilke is the ball. So no one's ever said, you want to play some bat ball, but still a fun word nonetheless. Questions, complaints, commentary? How is our national anthem in Yiddish? At least for baseball fans, the national anthem.
Well, it kind of works and it kind of doesn't. It's a mishmash.
Very good. So here we have a group exercise. Everyone loves a collaborative group exercise, maybe. We'll do this for a few minutes until we're tired of it. But collaboratively, name 2 things in Yiddish that are cold.
Kalte fish.
Schnee.
All right, one more.
Schnee.
Wasser.
Again, sorry.
Wasser.
Wasser.
Frigidaire.
Schnee.
Schnee. Keep them coming.
Borscht. How about borscht?
Yes.
Ginger. Ginger in Canada.
All right. Name 2 things in Yiddish that are hot. And don't say borscht again.
Zup.
Hey.
A
Hey, hey, coffee.
China.
Pernicious.
Knish.
Nedlach.
Borstel. Borstel.
Hot dogs.
Zol, that son. Zol.
Die Zun. Die Zun.
Kugel.
Kugel is heiß. Die Mama's Kugel is heiß.
Oiven.
The oil.
Tay.
Tay. 2 things in Yiddish that are thin.
There's nothing in Yiddish that's thin.
Matzah. Matzah.
Papier.
Papier.
A blettel.
A blettel. A crepe.
Oisgedartse Mensch.
Taken. Didn't have it all.
Was noch?
What's a blot?
Latkes.
Latkes? The best ones, yeah?
What's a blot? Leaf. Oh, really?
A blot is a leaf.
Yeah, blot. Blot.
And blätter, leaves. And in a culinary standpoint, it's also crepes. Blätter. Like
A
what you
messer.
roll into blentzes. That's the outside part.
A messer.
A messer is
How about
the
chips? Bulbous chips.
Ah,
Bulbous chips.
Fader.
Name 2 things in Yiddish that are round.
Oh,
Eugen.
De Welt.
De Welt.
Latkes.
Lucky.
Eugen.
Latkes.
Gelt.
bagels.
Zoon.
Maran.
What's a matzah?
Eugen.
Onim.
A canadle.
Needle.
Oh,
Marans.
Maran. Yo.
All is English.
Well,
Sibboleth.
Sibilas. Onions are round.
Epfel.
Oh,
No, I blocked it out.
oh.
Pfennig.
I can hear you.
Fennig?
Pirog? What?
Fenny?
I can't hear you.
A zaptic boich.
A zachtik boy. What's that to everyone?
A fat belly.
Yes.
Tegelich.
Egelech.
Pipik?
Pupik. Some interesting big things. All right.
Oh, big. I was still on round.
Oh,
That's round, yeah.
Tuchus?
so, sure. Sure.
Ay, 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 ay.
Sures.
Yeah.
No, only good things today. Only good things today.
Ay, ay, ay.
So name two things in Yiddish now that are green.
Der Bäum.
Boim.
Blätter. Blätter.
Blätter. Take.
Park. Garden, park.
Ja, a park, a garden.
Das
Was noch?
Gros.
Groß, the grass is green. One more.
Egan? Egan? Egan?
Yeah, eyes are green. Name things in Yiddish that are loud.
Makatunim.
Yeah, okay. Loud in-laws,
Dor-
certainly.
Donner.
Duner, very
Brilliant.
loud. Thunder.
Groggers.
Yeah.
Gragers.
Hund,
A Hund.
Yeah.
Basset.
A Dre cup.
What else is loud? Kinder.
Hmm?
Kinder kann sein. Name things in Yiddish that are ugly.
Hey.
A Schwigger.
Okay.
Oh, a Macha Schäfer.
A machshefe. Oof.
Was,
What's that?
was is a machshefe?
A witch.
Witch.
Yeah,
Ah.
like a
Hmm.
sorceress.
How about Surus?
Surus, einen Mies.
A schwitzendicke Mensch.
Okay. What
A
sweaty
farbissen,
person?
a farbissene punum.
A verbissen upon him. A crumb upon him. Like a crooked face, but mean mug. All right, let's think nicer things. Things that are red in Jewish, in Yiddish.
Borikas.
Borikis.
Apple.
Apple.
Pomodoro.
Pomodoren. Pomodoren. Tomatoes.
I don't know the full meaning, but Reuter Romanik?
Right the what?
Romanik.
Oh, red cleaning? What does that mean? Grandma said that?
I think it's used as a derogatory term.
Oh,
Oh.
that's one to write down.
Karschen.
Ay.
Karshan. Cherries are red.
Hmm.
Tihar?
Republican. I don't know how to say that in Yiddish.
The elephant. The elephants.
How about
Yeah.
borscht? Borscht.
Borscht avade. Blue. Speaking of dividing colors.
Himmel.
Himmel, the sky. Shemayim.
Yam.
Yam.
Yeah.
The ocean. The sea.
A blue fagela.
Aw, a little nice blue bird.
Hmm.
Birdie. one more blue thing.
Mhm.
Dein Hut.
Ah, adang, of course. Things that are cold.
We did that.
We did that already.
Oh, we did? Oh, sorry. All right, then we're all paying attention. Okay. So I was digging around the world, the Yiddish world, and I was looking for some expressions and proverbs to share with everyone. But I wanted deliberately to share only nice things because there's already so much horrible stuff in the world. So, nice things only for the next couple minutes. Would anyone like to give this a read? And maybe your own interpretation.
A Barg mit a Barg können nicht sich nicht zusammenkommen, aber a Mensch mit a Mensch kennen.
Shkoya. Tada.
What's a barg?
A barg is a mountain.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, mountains can't leave, but people can.
This is rather hopeful.
I know this part.
It's if you're a mountain, you can't move anywhere,
Yeah.
so they can't come to an agreement or meet, but people can move and they can come together.
Halavai. Right.
That's right.
I read this as rather hopeful
Knowing.
expression. So kennen is to know and to be able to. So a person with a person are able to. People are able to. Who would like this one? Ooh, and I have a typo. Pardon my typo.
Oh, this is nice.
Ah.
Zegel is oiga zegel.
Was is seichel? What is seichel? Is anyone here a rabbi?
Yeah,
Common sense, wisdom.
Common
Great.
sense. Okay, we say common sense is not so common sometimes. That's English. But here, a kinderscher seichel is oicha seichel.
Yeah.
What does anyone have a take on this?
Out of the mouths of babes.
Yes.
And what does that mean?
Children can say things and just be very blunt. They're not trying to be political, or they just come out with things that are true.
Yeah. And
But they see things with fresh eyes.
I think that's the idea of that. My opinion. That this is,
Would
Sorry?
Kindershire be more childish than child?
You could maybe read it as childish seichel, but you could read it as a child's.
Oh, okay.
That's an interesting reading. Because even if you have a very childish seichel, that's still like that's what you have. Okay. Interesting take. Also with the seichel. Who would like this one?
Ah,
Hmm.
their seichel is a kricher.
A kriecher. Kriechen by itself just means to crawl. So a kriecher is someone that crawls. But we have that fun word slowpoke for some reason.
Is there another word for understanding? Verstehen.
Yes, to understand is, verstehen, the verb. So here we're talking like the seichel kind of understanding.
Okay.
Like the it's a better, the sense, the wisdom comes slowly. I think this means like late in life. As in, hopefully you're smarter now than you were when you were 19.
Hopefully.
Ideally. So another kind of another idea of in Jewish, old is good. In some traditions, old is not, but in Jewish, old is good. Who would like this one?
Seichel kommt noch die Joren.
So the seichel comes after the years, meaning in the later years. Also rather positive. All right, this one's a touch pejorative, but only a little bit. Who would like this one? About a tzaddik. What's a tzaddik?
A righteous person.
All right. Who would like to read this?
I'll read it.
Go ahead.
A tzaddik was vile.
Vase.
Nice.
What?
Vase.
Oh, vile. As air is tzaddik is ken tzaddik ni.
Yefe. Say a Shane. What's your take on this?
It's you're not humble enough.
Yeah. Or at all. Yeah.
Avi,
Yes.
would it be incorrect to say nicht kein tzaddik
Yeah.
Is nicht kein tzaddik? Sure.
at the end of the sentence?
Yeah, I think that sounds better to me too.
Sure. Yeah. We have a open dialogue or dialect. Is kein tzaddik nicht, is nicht kein tzaddik. Is not no tzaddik.
So für was? Das ist nicht richtig für mir.
Okay.
Ja,
Let's have it.
ja.
You don't agree?
So they're doing it for ulterior purposes. They're doing it for, instead of being truly righteous, they're doing it just for fame.
That is a Balgaiva.
Was is das?
Yeah, what is that? Someone said a bald something?
That is a Balgaiva.
What is that?
He's he's proud of himself. He has no humility.
Ah, there
Right.
you go. Okay.
Okay, bald guy. Yeah, someone that walks around thinking I'm a tzaddik, I'm great. Maybe a sign that they're not the tzaddik they think they are. Because I don't know, a tzaddik is one thing. All right. And this one has a fun rhyme in it. For those that like fun rhymes.
Wenn mir darf haben moich, helft nicht kein koich.
So moyach is literally your brain. Koyach is strength. So when strength, brawn doesn't help. Who would like this one?
Zwischen jeden wird man nicht verfallen.
What's your take on this one?
When
Or
you're
on the
among
word
Jews,
farfal.
everybody takes care of each other. So hopefully.
Ideally. Yeah, farfallen is like to be doomed or something. To be destitute. So between, ideally, Jews, we help each other. Okay. Something that might be fun for us to do in a series of 3, and I may need some audience participation, everyone's favorite. So there's three short little sentences about me. And some of you people know me, some of you don't know me. So that's the fun of it, I suppose. And you're going to have to read through all three of these and see which one is the lie. Two of these will be true, and one is a complete story. So who would like to give this a read? And maybe guess if it's true or not.
Wenn Avi is gewen a Kind, pflegt die Mama vermorgen a Gorilla Kostüm. Sie hat gekauft dem Kostüm in a Magazin. Sie pflegt oft mal Anton dem Kostüm auf Simchas.
Shkoya, do you have an interpretation for us? Can we unpack this story together?
When Avi was a child, his mother used to vermogen.
To own.
Oh, okay, owned a gorilla costume. She bought it in a store. She often wore it to Simchas.
Yeah, she often put it on. All right, so think about it. Is this the workings of a sane person? Think about that.
Is your mother sane?
All right, here's situation number 2. Who would like this one?
I'll read it. I'll try.
Go for it.
Wenn Avi is gewen a Kind, seine Zedebobbe pflegen Pieren a kiosk in Manhattan. Me verkauft Papyrosen on chocolate candy, Pepsi, Zeitungen und Azoi weiter. Mo Pleg Avi arbeiten dort bei seiner Zedebobbe.
Shkoya, Yefe, Zoy Shane. Do you have a interpretation? Anyone want to unpack this?
Yeah, Avi had a grandparents who they had a kiosk. They sold things in Manhattan, and they would sell papyrosa. Is that cigars? I'm not sure.
Cigarettes. Yeah, cigarettes.
Chocolate candy, Pepsi, Ligenton. I don't know that.
Newspapers.
Oh yeah, newspapers.
Una
And
Zoy weiter, and so on,
so on.
and
And
etc.
one time, Avi worked like worked there
Yeah, so a mole can also be sometimes.
one time.
So sometimes used to Avi. Avi used to work there.
Uh-huh. Oh, I think that's true.
Okay, could be. Could be.
Or MSC Lagan.
True or a lie? This could be true. All right, one last situation. And once again, invoking the Jewish mother. Who would like this one? Or Mom, do you want to read this?
I'll try it.
Go for
Abby's,
it.
Abby's mom, Abby's Mama is geboren geworden in Montreal. Ersten Sprach ist gewesen Französisch. Ihr zweite Sprach ist gewesen Yiddish. Sie hat dort in Montreal gewohnt schon lange Jahre. Sie hat sich gelernt Englisch sof kol sof wie der Erwachsene in Brooklyn, Brooklyn. Sie redt Englisch auf französische Brooklyn accent.
Dank. And sorry, there is mistake in the transliteration. If anyone got confused, I made a mistake. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, would anyone like to unpack this about my French Brooklyn Canadian mother?
Avi's mother was born in Montreal. Her first language was French. Her second language is Yiddish. She lived there many years. She had learned English finally as an adult in Brooklyn. She spoke Yiddish with a French Brooklyn accent.
All right. So, gorilla costumes, working at a kiosk, or the story of my French Canadian Brooklyn Yiddish mother.
Or is only one wrong? One is
Only one of these of the two is fake.
I think the first one is the fake.
All right, first one is the fake one. No sane person would.
I hope so.
So for recap, so in a gorilla costume, she bought this and put it on at parties. Avi was a kid. His grandparents used to run a kiosk in Manhattan. They sold cigarettes, chocolates, and candy. Sometimes I used to work there. And she speaks English in a French Brooklyn accent. So Gimel is the lie. Everything else is true. Well, my mom was born in Flushing, Queens, not Montreal.
It sounded really good.
So, thank you. Thank you.
How's that gorilla costume?
It is a true story. It means a lot once you get to know us. All right. So finally, we cleared that up. So something that's I've always liked this. Say you should you should open with a joke. You should close with a song. I don't know. But I have this really wonderful poem. And it's about the aleph base. It's about the alphabet. And if you've heard it before, then it will be exciting to hear it again. And if it's new, then it will be even that much more exciting. So I invite, does anyone want to give a read? And this has some fun rhyme in it. And it's comparing our letters.
Aleph is nicht base. Kalt is nicht heiß.
Shkoya. And an aleph is not a base, and it doesn't rhyme in English. Cold is not hot. Unless it's borscht, then it doesn't matter. But base, heiß. So aleph is nicht base, kalt is nicht heiß. So who would like this?
Okay, I can do it.
Go for it.
Base is nish gimel. I'm missing the bottom of it here. Erd is nish himmel. So So it's bait is not Gimel, earth is not heaven.
Right. Yeah. Ground isn't sky. Yeah. Earth is not heaven. And Gimel, Himmel. Base is nicht Gimel, Erd is nicht Himmel. Let's continue on. Who would like this one?
Dalet is nicht hay, milk is nicht tea. Dalet is not a hay and milk is not tea.
Shkoya. Dalet is nicht hay, milk is nicht tea. Who would like this one?
Okay, I can do it. Hay is nicht vav. Sieg is nicht sheps. A hay is not a vav, and a goat is not a sheep.
Shkoya. Who would like this one?
Zion is nicht ches, S is nicht fresh.
What's the difference?
Not a ches. To eat is not to, I don't know, eat like an animal fresh.
Gobble.
Ooh, gobble. That's a good one. They are the same thing and they're not the same thing.
En ik heb geween een kind, mijn mama sagt, wil meer redden Jiddisch zu ihr. En de eerste Mal ich red, is ich gesagt, ich will fressen. En alle lacht. En ich red nicht kein Jiddisch. Till 2 Jahre zurück.
Mazel tov. Safe. Who would like this one?
Tough is nicht gut, schlecht is nicht gut.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tess is nicht yud. A tess is not a yud, and schlecht is nicht gut. So bad is not good. Who would like this one?
Good is nicht chof, wach is nicht schlaf. Good is not a chof. To be awake is not sleeping.
Yeah, waking is not sleeping. Who would like this one?
Chaf is nicht lamed.
Chaf is nicht lamed.
Zech is nicht Thomas.
Samet.
Thomas.
Samet.
Samet. Adam.
So silk is not velvet. Zaid is silk and samet is your velvet. The velvet fog. Okay. As we continue,
I'll
who
do
would like
that.
this?
Lamed is nicht mem. Gib is nicht nem.
Shkoya.
Lamed isn't mem, and giving is not taking.
Ota zoy. Giving is not taking. So if you like to know things, lamed is the tallest letter in our aleph base, and mem is the middle letter of our aleph base. I will never get tired of saying that. All right, lamed is in a mem, and giving is not taking. Who would like this one?
Mem is nicht nun, levon is nicht zun. Mem is not a nun, a moon is not the sun.
Ota zoy. The levona is nicht die Sonne. Who would like this one?
Wait, okay, Samech is nicht Ayin, Mel is nicht Klein. Clayin. It's clayin or clayin?
Clayin,
Clayin.
glue or paste.
So it's ayin and clayin? Or ayin and clayin?
Yeah, you gotta force the rhyme a little bit.
Yeah.
So flour is not glue or paste. All right. These two letters.
A is nicht Ve. Regen is nicht Schnee.
Shkoya.
Rain is not snow.
Ota, zoi.
Day is nicht kuf, neshama is nicht guf. Sadi is not a kuf, a soul is not a body.
Ota, zoi.
Mm.
Two Hebrew words down here, neshama and guf, body and spirit.
Kof is nicht Reish, and a bane is nicht Fleisch. A bone is not meat.
Shkoya. Bone is not meat. This one.
Reish is nicht shin, yell is nicht green. Reish is not a shin, and yellow is not green.
Ota, zoi.
Very cute.
Gel also means egg yolk because it's yellow. And I think this might be the last one.
Shin is nicht sof. Onheb is nicht sof.
Yeah, rhyming soft with soft. Genius.
Yeah. Was is sof?
Soft literally just means end. And it's the name of that letter that ends our alphabet. Sof.
It's an easy way to learn a word.
It is, because each letter means a thing. So Jews have Shabbos, Gentiles have the Sofach. We have Shabbat and they have the weekend.
What's Onheb?
Onheb, beginning, beginnings. To begin is not the end. So someone will say, "Das is nor the Onheb." This is only the beginning. Or they'll say, sorry?
Where do all these cartoons, where your information come from?
Where does my Yiddish information or where does my cartoon information come from?
Cartoon.
Oh.
All the Simpsons.
Oh, just a lifetime of watching The Simpsons all the time for the past 38 years, 36 years. So, as if it's another language, yes. I just like The Simpsons almost as much as I love Yiddish, which is a lot to say. So, as I always like to sort of have things, as I talked a lot, but does anyone else have any Yiddish that you want to either bring to the front or try and unpack or remember? Or maybe something nice you remember your mother or grandmother saying? Might be considerably harder, but...
I can remember something my father said, but it wasn't nice or not nice, but
share, please.
Verdreht dein Kopf und sag, es ist meine. Mix up your head and say it's mine.
Yeah. A lot of confusing talk idioms about twisting your words, twisting my head, confusing me, trying to confuse me. One of my favorite ones in that context is "farreden det sein," which is like "farreden det sein." I say like talk someone into a corner. You ever just keep on talking and talking at someone, just talking to your teeth.
Akmanish Kinshainik.
All right. Has anyone not heard that? Could you explain that for us?
Well, it said it means don't bang your teapot, but it's giving you, don't give me a headache.
Don't you're giving me a headache. Knock it off.
Yeah.
I remember us saying it was something like your head should grow in the ground like an onion or something. I don't know if
Yeah.
anybody knows that
Yeah, I know
particular
that.
saying.
Yeah, I know that one. It's you should grow with your head in the ground and your feet sticking up in the air. I know it's an insult.
Wachsen
Those wachsen wie het sibbelen.
Yeah,
Mit
right.
Mit der Klappen dreht
Mhm.
and the fees of something to the
Vies en lucht.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if feast.
But I'm not sure if that insult is used for any particular occasion.
Well, I know that insults, as we kind of maybe remember, the more creative it is, the less serious, and the shorter it is, then the harsher you mean it. So once you start doing things like this and adding in all the different things, then it starts to be sort of funny and less serious. Because otherwise you can say someone to very quickly. You say "gay in the air," or "vergeharget," or all these terrible things that are, "f you," essentially, just right to the point. But once they get creative, then hopefully you're both laughing instead of fighting each other.
The expression that my mother taught me is "Burikes soll wachsen in der." Beets should grow in your belly.
Oh, okay.
And then I found out that if you want to go a little bit further, that there's a second part to that. You can say Burikes sollen wachsen in der Bauch und du sollst noch auskissen Borscht. Beets should grow in your belly, and then you should urinate borscht.
Yeah.
I remember my mother.
That's very good. That one I have not heard.
I remember my mother saying about someone who was very thin, there was a lange Loksch.
Yeah. Yeah, Loksch can be someone that's really tall, someone that's tall and skinny, an Italian American. Loksch can also used to be old-timey slang for $1 in the Jewish world. Give me a Loksch. Lang wie a Loksch is like, it's very tall. Anyone else have anything?
My grandmother used to play poker, not with the ladies, but with the Altacocker.
Okay. The Altacockers. What's a translation for Altacocker?
The old poops.
The old poops, all right. But we all aspire to be someday. We should be. Trying to think of other nice things.
Yeah.
It's considerably harder than all the mean things.
Well, my dad used to say that we had funny punims.
Have what?
Funny punim.
Funny
Half
punims.
English,
half English, half Yiddish.
Shana punim.
Yeah.
Punims.
Shana punim.
Shana punim.
Yeah.
So a pretty face.
Huh? And sometimes punim is just like someone's using modern terms like their vibes. Like they just have a good, sense to them. Sometimes can be punim.
They might say something like "There's a mensch" is a compliment.
Well, here's an interesting landmine we just stepped on. Is that in Yiddish, the language that we're all talking about, Yiddish, mensch is a genderless word, and it's a word that is completely parv. It's completely neutral. Because we have gute Menschen, we have schlechte Menschen, schöne Menschen, niese Menschen. These are all just people. So in Jewish English, or Yinglish, Judeo-English, whatever we like to call it, mensch means a good person. It has taken on positive connotations. But in Yiddish by itself is just man, woman, in between, outside of the binary. A mensch is a mensch, is still a person.
Well, I would put up a little bit different slant on that in Yiddish, and
Please.
that is in Yiddish, mensch can mean all those things that you said that it means in English. It depends on the context in which it's used and one's tonality when
Of
one's
course.
inflection.
I agree. It's like something is like menschlich. Like,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
Well, if you call someone a mensch, then the context in which you say it, it can mean an admirable person rather than just a person.
yes. Du bist gerecht. Das ist richtig.
Or if the kids were getting in trouble, my dad would say, sei a mensch, which is be a human being.
Act like a person.
Yeah, good word. Good word.
A good Wort. All right. Havre. So to have our 3-language minimum of we need in traditional Ashkenaz, we have Yiddish, we have Hebrew, we have to have Aramaic. It's a load-bearing language. So we like to say, to give our learning a place to land, Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mifarach Leolam Ulmei Almaya. Let the great name be blessed forever throughout eternity. Umain, Umain. Thank you all for coming and for participating and being a good sport and reading and contributing and showing up even if you didn't say anything. You being here is still a blessing. So these are, of course, free to attend. If anyone has the notion and wants to make a $5, $10 Nadofa donation to YIVO to support continuing access to programs like this. Optional, if you're able to, you can go to the website down there. And I should see you all, with God's help, in a month from now. So we'll have baseball in full swing, pun intended, and everything will be a lot greener. We'll have Pesach in our rearview mirrors. So I wish everyone a kosher and zisa Pesach, however you slice it. And es als was ihr kennt. Eat all that you can.
A sheinem dank.
Sheinem dank, a hartstikke dank.
A machaya, hevre. A machaya. And if anyone wants the recording, what I will do, I will put my email address in the chat box. And you can just write to me and I will send you the slides and the recording, whatever you want. So let me do that. Make sure everyone that wants it gets it. avigesund@gmail.com. Just write me an email, and then I'll have your email, and I'll send you the slides and the recording.
Could you put in the chat box where we donate also, please?
Oh, sure. chicagoyivo.org/donate. I believe you can give any amount that you wish. And yeah, I hope to see everyone back. Tell your friends, bring your spouse, bring your polycule, bring everyone, and really enjoy Yiddish with everyone. I'll see you all later.
Have a good night.
Good night. Say good night, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.